It's interesting because I said I didn't know what the afterlife was like, because, it's kind of the veil is put over us. But what I do know, and I experienced it twice, is that whenever that time comes, somehow we're taken care of. Like, I remember 2 times. One of them was when I was on a plane right after 9/11, and this huge, explosion. It was and of course that was on everybody's mind at that time, ripped through the plane. And the pilot, nobody came on. I mean, it was just silent. And I just remember this feeling of peace that just came over me that, well, everything's going to be okay. If this is it, it was a feeling. It wasn't like words. And then the other time that happened was the plane had been hit by lightning, in case you want to know. Anyway, the other time it happened was during the missile crisis here, or whatever that we called it. For some reason, I was totally at peace. I just was, no matter what. And I don't know how everybody else experienced, but I think that's it. I know that's it, because I know that there's something that carries us through everything, and that we don't need to worry about it, that we can live. And Patrick and I have been talking about that a lot lately, especially since Mary passed, that we got to stay right here and right now and stop futurizing all the things that could happen, and stop futurizing, what we think is going to unfold even in our own lives, or looking toward, because, a lot of us are getting older, and we're just like, oh, okay, how much time do I have on this, this planet, and what am I going to do with it? And oh my God, time is passing so fast. It's okay, Quanta. And but it's that feeling of staying present and just knowing that we're always taken care of. And when we can make that shift and actually believe it and feel it, things just get a lot easier for us. They get a lot more grounded, or more clarity for us when we know that, even when we're passing through something that's really, really difficult. I just felt like I needed to share that. So today's talk title, and I think I'm giving up talk titles after this week. That's what I told Patrick. You're just going to have to all just not know what's going to happen every Sunday. I don't even think any of you really look at it, to tell you the truth, or maybe you do. But in case you didn't know, it's bless everything. Yeah, bless everything. Wow. Take that in. Bless everything, and think about your life. Think about what's happening in the world. Think about everything. And say to yourself, bless everything. Woo, what does that mean? I've been thinking about that a lot this week. That is one advantage of talk titles, because it makes you think about it all week. But there's 2 particular mystics that I'm thinking about who said things, and one of them was Jesus the Christ, who said, or Jesus of Nazareth, or however you know him, the great mystic teacher, I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you. He said that. He actually said that. At least as far as I know. It's highlighted in red in the Bible I had when I was a teenager. And apparently everything that was highlighted in red, he actually said. So I don't know. That's true. But I like what he's saying. And the other person I'm more familiar with, and I know she said it because she wrote so many books, and she actually wrote them, is Emma Curtis Hopkins, who said, bless everything in your life and you will find it transform. And she said, there is good in everything, only our limited seeing calls it evil. Praise it until you see the good. Wow. So I thought about this week, given everything, and I was kind of thinking, and I looked up the word bless, which actually means to bring forth the good. I think that's what it is. Bless, to speak good, to bring forth the good. It's not, it comes from Greek or something, the actual word, to bring forth the good. So in our teaching, the science of mind, that's what we're doing. We're not bypassing situations and bypassing our feelings and bypassing things that are happening that might seem atrocious. But what we're trying to do, and I don't even want to use the word try, what we're learning to do and what we're unfolding as is when something feels off kilter, or someone does something that feels not right, or any of those things, or something in our life unfolds that isn't exactly what we wanted to have happen, or whatever it is. What this quote to me means is that we look at it and we not look for the blessing in the present moment, but open up to what it could possibly be. Because the universe is a universe of good. It's a universe of love. It's not a universe of let's see what we can do to everybody so that, we can give them a hard time. That's not what it's about. It's a universe of love. So that, to me, means that there must be something in everything. If I open up to it, I might not see it in the moment, but if I open up to the idea, then it might come forward, or it will come forward eventually if I can stick to it long enough to actually see the divine potential in everything and everyone. Because we know we're energy, we're vibration, that's what we are. We know this for a fact now from science, quantum science, all the experiences and experiments, it's that we're vibrating. Just like Diane said, we're vibrating, but not necessarily always vibrating at the level of the divine that we want to vibrate at, but we're vibrating at some level of the divine. If we're vibrating and we look for the good and we pour that consciousness, that vibration into our lives and into our experiences, then it has to shift. Something has to shift within us. We either receive more understanding, we pass through something much easier than we would have. We find our place, like we find what is ours to do. And I'm thinking right now of Grandfather Golden Eagle, who is the Native American that we met during the Sacred Journey or before that. And when he was a little boy, and you know how kids were, and we might have been when we were little and we were driving in the car, and just, it was taking endless time, and, our parents might have said something to us like, shut up, or something like that. Might not have been as eloquent as Grandfather Golden Eagle's mother, who told him, you go in and you're sitting in the back of the car, I want you to look out the window and I want you to bless everything we pass. And so and he had to name it. So yes, you just want to be the star today. It's okay. It's all right. Did she just go under my skirt? She does like this dress. I don't know. We bless you, Quanta. We bless you right here and right now. Anyway, so what I'm saying is that's what his mother taught him. So I'm thinking about that, and I'm going, and then he said, because when we bless everything, we end up being blessed. We can't help it, because we're vibration. We're amazing vibration at all times, and whatever we put out is going to come back to us. If we don't believe that, then I don't know. What I would say is just take a deep breath, pause, and give yourself the opportunity to think about it, at least. And look at your life, and look what you put out, not judgment or blame, but just look at your life, the thoughts that you think predominantly, not the ones that just flip by, but the ones that you're actually living, like anxiety over bills, or anxiety over your health, or anxiety over this and that. You'll see that when you keep that anxiety going, then it's just going to create more anxiety. That's just the way it is. And I don't know about you, but this week I spent too much time looking at prophecies. I'm telling you, Edgar Casey, all these people, prophecies. This is going to happen. Now we're in this time, blah, 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 blah. Well, those people did see things. They did. But the truth of the matter is, that's just tendency. That's just what could happen. It's not necessarily what's going to happen or what is going to happen. But what I think happens when we get these messages of doom and all of that instead of going back in and saying, well, I want to see a higher outcome here, I want to live my life in a different way, I want to see this instead, then things shift. But when everybody goes into doomsday and doom scrolling and all that stuff, then, we're collective. Consciousness is collective. And we've been talking a lot about critical mass lately, and at least in my groups, critical mass and the reaching a tipping point. And as we all gather together in one consciousness of love, one consciousness of compassion, one consciousness of right action in everything that we do, then it's got to shift. It's science. It's not even just spiritual woo-woo. It's actual science, because we are energy. And I'm just knowing that so much lately. And just this lately, I'm going to even mention this thing that's happened with the SNAP being taken away from all these people that need food. And I'm like, how do I bless that? How do I bless that? Well, the only way I can bless it is by seeing a solution and by getting into action. Finding where I can help. What can I give? What can I do? What can I give more of that maybe I wasn't giving before? That's how I'm going to take action. That's how I'm going to bless it. I'm not going to just sit there and going, oh, I love that, blah, blah, blah. No, that's like daydreaming. That's like spiritual bypassing. It's taking action. So I'm really passionate about this because I had a bad week. I mean, really, not a bad week, but I had a week where I felt myself going like this, down, 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 down. And I had to go in and I had to change that. And I know that it's possible because I just did it. I know it's possible for anybody here that's feeling anything other than their own divine vibrancy. So, I am grateful, like I said before I started this, for this teaching, because it's given me a grounding. It's given me something that backs up everything that happens. It's not like it answers all my questions. I don't have to put it out there and get my answers from somebody else. And I think that's really important right now, to remember that every answer that you ever require, every answer that you ever need is right where you are. And I know that we're being called to do that right now. And if you feel, he's going to sing this song called The Broken Road, I think that's what it's called. If you feel like somehow your road was broken somehow, or you had some experience that, was horrible and you can't forgive yourself for it, or whatever it is, or you wish it didn't happen, just remember that whatever was broken is made whole in the present moment, and it brought you to right where you are. So I invite you to just open up to that idea. It's just my truth, but if it resonates with you, so be it, and so it is.